Life has unlimited potential, unlimited options, unlimited things that could happen, and yet we're still so narrowed, so focused down on what cannot happen, which we should not be doing at all. You want to live the life that you want to live. You want to be who you want to be. You want to do the things that you want to do, and you want to say the things you want to say. But yet we put these barriers in our mind like we're locked inside of a cage that we cannot escape. But this is not really the reality. It's the reality that we've made in the own image of our own minds. My name is Ayoub Abedrabbo. I've been married for 3 years, and I'm here to guide you on the best journey into the life and relationship that you want. Before I got into the relationship that I'm in now, and that I'm happily in now, and I'm married, that I've been married for 3 years, I was on a hunt. I was on a mission. I was determined to find the right person. But before that, right before this desire, this hunt, this mission that I was going on, and this commitment that I made to myself that I was going to get the right person, I was really depressed. I was like probably the most depressed in my life. And this was like 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Well, yeah, now it's a new year. Happy New Year. It's January 1st. As of recording this video, 2025. Nice, bold number. Anyway, I was really depressed, and I was at a real low. And this low, when I look back at it, it was not really that bad of a time. Everything was still, the sun would rise every morning. I still had food every day. I had a vehicle. I was able to do the things that I wanted to do. I still had this potential to do those things. But in my mind, I was really depressed because I was putting the huge limits and negative beliefs about who I was, about what I wanted, about what's possible and what's not possible for me in my life. And this is so limiting and so like bad for our souls, because we're doing it to ourselves. It's like stabbing yourself in the back multiple times, even though nothing might actually be happening to you in that current moment. It's not like you're actually being tortured or abused or limited. It's just we do this to ourselves in our mind. I used to think I was not good enough to have a good relationship. I was not worthy of love. I did not have enough things to offer. I thought maybe even what I wanted was beyond normal. It was like too weird. It was too it's not possible. No woman or no person would want that, and like my characteristics that I believed of myself. But that was not true at all, obviously. None of that was true at all. I was just telling these things to myself every single day. I had these thoughts that would come up to my mind, and I'd listen to them, and I'd be like, yeah, there's no way that anyone would like me for X, Y, and Z about me, and this and that, and I would see like other relationships or other happy couples, and I'd be like, what about me? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's always like I was victimizing myself. I was not the main character in my own life, which is fucked up. That's not the kind of life you want to live. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see anybody walking on the streets not living the life they want. Because as you can clearly see in life, you'll pay attention now. Everything is made in pairs, right? We have the sun and the moon. We have male, we have female. We have colors on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, everything is made in pairs. So when you were brought life, and you were given a soul and a consciousness to be watching this video, to be learning these things, to make your own decisions and have thoughts, and to make choices, you were made in a pair. And there's somebody out there specifically made for you. And I mean like perfectly made for you. When I mean like perfectly, I mean like perfectly, like yin-yang. And if you notice, inside of the yin-yang, right, we have the black and the white, but inside of the black, there's a little bit of white, and inside of the white, there's a little bit of black. So this is how we are like harmonious, meaning the deeper you get into, if you imagine like a 3-dimensional sphere of yin-yang, right, like it starts white and it tapers off until it reaches like a tip, like kind of like a teardrop shape, right, like a big teardrop shape. I'm sure you can imagine it, right? Starts off small, gets bigger into the white, and at the tip, that's where the black starts and whatnot. So it's like basically you have an infinite revolution from black to white. Now, I know it's like, what the heck does it have to do with colors? The point is, inside of every characteristic, inside of every trait, inside of every person, there is this harmonious relationship between what you are and like the opposite, basically. So if one day you're feeling really strong, there's also a side that's really weak. Or if one day you're feeling really handsome, then there's another side that's really ugly. And these are all harmonious because you would not be able to tell the difference between one and the other without the opposite pair. You don't know what weak feels like without being strong. You don't know what strong feels like without being weak. Or at least you don't have to experience it directly, but at least you can imagine it. And that's what's so powerful about our imagination and what we say to ourselves. During that time that I was depressed, I was saying a lot of bad things to myself on a daily basis. You know, when you wake up the first thing in the morning, which is clearly morning right now, I'm sure you can probably see, what you start to begin to say yourself at the beginning of the day is what's gonna start your day and where the rest of that day goes. When you go to sleep every night, you're getting like a mini death. You're gonna reset. When you wake up, you are making now the choices. When you're sleeping, you're not really fully in control unless maybe you're doing some lucid dreaming and whatnot. I applaud you for that. It is very tough. I tried to do that. It's tough because you have to be constantly aware throughout the day. You have to be knowing you're dreaming. Then you have to be really focused to control your dreams or to guide your dreams in where the direction you're going. I tried a couple times. I got a little too excited and then I wake up from lucid dreaming. Anyway, the whole point is when you wake up, you start making the decisions, you start making the choices, and you gotta be very careful on what you're saying to yourself. You cannot say things to yourself like, I'm gonna have a bad day, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that. There's no way that I can have a great job that pays me well and gives me what I deserve and I get to pick my own hours. If you tell yourself that, then you're 100% right. And there's nobody that's more powerful than you that's gonna tell you otherwise. Not even me. Because even if you're watching this video and you're finding what I'm saying might be true or whatnot, then it might be true. If you find it to be 100% true and now you firmly believe that you are the one that's creating your own life and you are now taking responsibility for what's happening, what's happened, and what's going to happen in your life, then you are on the right track. Most definitely you are on the right path, and because of this video, now your life has changed forever. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and it takes time. Well, it might be the case, and I hope so, but I'm saying it usually does not happen in one little sitting. It requires practice. Just like we go and practice, like I used to play basketball, you gotta practice the free throws before you do the free throws. You gotta practice the playing the piano before you start playing a whole concert. We gotta take small steps, consistent small steps, just little parts, and we have to also be forgiving of ourselves when we make mistakes. All right, that's very important. A lot of men, me especially, we're very harsh on ourselves. We know we're the best. We know we're the great. We know that we are up to a high standard, and that's great for ourselves. But on the other spectrum, the black and white, there's also forgiveness. We will make mistakes. We will relapse into our previous habits and desires. For example, if you're working right now on cutting out pornographical videos, images, whatnot, you're trying to clear your mind and trying to get focused back on your inner self and your soul, you might relapse. Meaning you might go back to it one time. But the distance between each relapse, when it gets greater and greater and greater, that's perfect. You need to be forgiving for yourself when you do make that mistake. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I already ruined my streak, it's over, I'm just gonna do it again now. You see? So now, but when you're forgiving with yourself and you treat yourself like you are your own best friend. You gotta treat yourself like your own best friend, honestly. And I used to not do that. I used to think like, oh man, it was me against the world. And that is not the way you wanna live. We're all here on this world together and we all should be working together harmoniously. Not by choice, it kinda happens on its own. You'll notice, things work together. You'll start fueling your addictions. Your feelings will be affirmed and made to happen through other people around you that will also make that happen because they have something on the other end of the spectrum. If you believe you're ugly, you're gonna be around people who think you're ugly to remind you that you're ugly so that way you continue to feel that you're ugly. If you believe that you're a great person and you deserve good things, you're gonna end up attracting and like a magnet, becoming yin and yang with around people or whatever situations might happen to you in life that will make you feel that way, meaning that you're a great person and you deserve to have good things in your life. The concept is very simple. The idea is actually so simple, but yet we make it so complicated. I will personally be releasing an ebook as well as one-on-one coaching in my Patreon below. I want you to join if this sounds interesting to you and you think this is something you can use. I'm planning on making a 3-month program, and that's it. 3 months and that's it. You won't have to ever do it again, because you're gonna have the skills, the knowledge, the habits, the discipline to do exactly everything that I'm saying right now. And it's gonna be all in one nice, easy to read collection. You'll know step by step what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and that's it. Doesn't mean you're gonna get exactly what you want in 3 months, but it means you will have the right tools. You're gonna have the hammer, the freaking saw, all the wood, everything to build the house that you wanna make, and you're gonna know how to use each specific thing with each step. That's gonna be in my Patreon below, and basically it's gonna go through the same exact steps that I did to help find the relationship that I'm in now. Alhamdulillah, which is praise be to the Creator, praise be to God. And yeah, if that sounds interesting, you put it in the comments below and join me on Patreon, because that's where I'm gonna be releasing that. I want all of you to guys be your best selves. And I know it's like really cliche, or I don't know, it's like, oh, of course I want you guys to be your best selves. I'm saying I want you to do that, but in the easiest possible way. If I had a path, the blueprint for you, that's what I'm gonna be giving you. If you had to go and build a house on your own with no blueprint, no nothing, it's gonna take more time. It's gonna take a lot more time for you to figure out first, okay, well, what do I need? And then, all right, what's the sizing and the dimensions? And okay, great, now I have the size and dimensions, so now what kind of shape do I want it? Where do I want each thing to be? What materials do I need to use? Is it strong enough? Is it not strong enough? Do I need to change the design? What about if I make this room too small in the blueprint and then it's actually too big? It ends up feeling too big or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna take you a long time when you don't have the right blueprint, the right formula. But when you have a formula, especially in math, it is so easy. You just plug in the numbers, X, Y, Z, boom, boom, boom. It's like baking a freaking bread. You just put the flour, the water, the stuff, follow the formula exactly. You follow the instructions, and guess what? You have a nice, fresh, beautiful, fresh dough. It's so good. I love bread. Bread is good. Anyway, another thing that I seen some YouTube videos talking about, and I seen it also when I was in high school and middle school. I stopped watching those videos. I stopped getting recommended those videos. Basically saying oh, you gotta be the bad, bold guy to get the girl that you want, or you gotta be X, Y, and Z, and you gotta be this and that for whatever. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like I did not match those characteristics, and those videos made me feel bad. To be honest, I was like, oh, I mean, I gotta be this and that. And I was like, I don't think so. I doubt it. I'm not saying you don't want to be confident and strong. That's not the point. It's how they force that word to look a specific way. Confidence to you might be different to somebody else, and that's totally okay. But when you feel confident, you're confident, you feel that way, that's totally fine. It's more about how you feel, how you portray yourself, and how you walk around, how you feel about yourself in your own mind that other people feel. This is something I've felt very deeply, to be honest, on some psychedelic experiences. Basically, our inside soul, which is our unconscious, is relaying information all the time. When you think you're saying something in a certain way and it's gonna come off in a certain way, it's actually not. Whatever your unconscious is feeling, whatever you have the intention of saying or feeling, that's actually what's gonna come out first. And that's why it's very important when we have communication with people, you wanna see their face, their body language and whatnot, because you're more in tap with their unconscious self. Their true self, which is the soul inside of them, making them speak, making them do, like with me, you see, you're looking at me, it's in the video, right? But you can hear me, you can see my body movements, whatever, you can see my soul coming out and expressing that, what I'm trying to say. It would be different than if you were just reading the text. It's different, and this is something that's happening to everybody all the time, which is really great, because when you really tap into this unconscious, and it's really like a flow state with life in total, you start to see the purpose behind why people are doing certain things. You start to get in touch with oh, this is really what they're feeling, or this is what they're leading to, this is what they're trying to do, this is why things are happening to X, Y, and Z. You start to look at people, and when you walk around in life, instead of you thinking about how others are looking at you, you become like this, like, oh, you're going at everybody. You're like, oh, I see what's going on there. I see what's going on there. You become so observant, so aware. You're not putting your attention of your mind on yourself. You're putting your attention on the outside world. I'm not saying we don't put attention on the inside. We will be doing that inside of the whole 3-month program, but you got to go back and forth. But once you're, yeah, that's actually very important. You know, let me talk about that real quick. Basically, throughout when I was trying to hunt down for this relationship and find this right person, but I wasn't really like out there like looking like each. We'll get into that another time, but basically I had to go inside of myself first, figure out what I wanted. I don't have to figure out why I want those things, but I just had to figure out what I wanted, and I wrote it all down so that way I can understand myself. Because if you don't understand yourself, when you come out into the world, into your work, into your hobbies, your whatever, and you're doing things, when you know why you're doing it and what you're looking for, oh my God, it's like so clear. It's like a filter that you just put on your mind, and everything else can just get blocked off. It's so easy. When you go to the grocery store with a list saying, I need apples, I need cucumbers, avocado, tomatoes, lemons, and I'm gonna make a salad, and it's gonna taste like this, and I'm gonna put these seasonings on it, maybe some lemon and salt, and it's gonna be a good, nice tomato cucumber salad. You're good. When you go into the store, yo, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna get exactly the stuff that I need, and that's it. And maybe along the way, I might see a dessert or two, like a cake or ice cream or mochi or something, right? The mochi ice cream, that stuff is good. You gotta take that with you. But because you have the list, you already know what you want. You know how easy it is to go shopping when you have a list? When you go shopping and you're just like, oh, I'm just looking around, that's when you're figuring out what you want. And you've been alive for however many years you've been alive so far. I'm 23. I don't know about you guys, but you've already had plenty of time, or you could take more time. I'm not here to tell you that you have to be a specific way, that of what you want. You can also imagine things that you have not experienced and determine if that's what you want. Before you go skydiving or ice skating or something different. I mean for us it's different. I'm in Florida, like snowboarding or skiing. You'd have to imagine what that looks like. Maybe you've seen some videos, maybe you've seen people talk about it, and you just imagine what it would be like to ice skate or snowboard or whatever. So that imagination helps you determine if that is what you want. Yeah, that's very important. So once we figure out what's our insides and we have our lists, when we go to the grocery store and we come out into the world and we have this nice list, easy follow filter, you become at peace when you're looking for a relationship, when you're looking for a partner, because it's so easy to, and you're in touch with yourself and the unconscious. This person either is or isn't. Like it's not, oh, maybe things will work out. How do they feel and this and that? Like, I mean, you might have some questions like that first, but when you start talking to them, when you start to get to know them a little bit, their unconscious is going to start revealing themselves, and you're going to know really quickly whether that's the right person or not. It shouldn't take years. I mean, if that's something that you think should be happening, I mean, you're welcome, because that's the life that you choose to make. You see, I personally did not want to wait years to find out if a single person. I want to know ASAP. That's what I put on my list. If it was the right person, I wanted to know as soon as possible. I honestly, when I was on that hunt, I was not talking to a girl more than a month. I mean, a month was the longest. I don't say that was a stretch, but that was because I was also, doubting myself. Like, oh, maybe this and that. See, but because I wasn't being true to what I said, and that's okay. That's totally fine, because it's gonna happen. Like I said, with the relapse, you're gonna need to forgive yourself. Anyway, the sun is coming out more and more. I'm about ready to head to the gym or something. Or my son, he's about to probably wake up soon. He's driving us crazy, man. He's 1 month old, but it's okay. He's a baby. He doesn't know. Anyway, so thank you again for watching. My name is Ayoub Abedrabbo. I really appreciate you guys being here. I really hope you got something out of this. I'm sure you did if you made it this far along the video. Comment down like a cucumber or a tomato emoji if you're on your phones or something, or on the computer. I don't know, go to like the emoji thing, like emoji websites, find it. Comment it down below. That will make me really happy knowing that you got to this part of the video. And join me on the Patreon if this 3-month program sounds like something you want to do. Yeah, so thank you again, and see you guys in the next video. I do have a series that I'm actually working on right now. It's Understanding Women for Men. It is basically me reteaching the knowledge I learned from this book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by John Gray. That book helped me out a lot. There's also other books that help me a lot. But in terms of relationships, in terms of understanding women, understanding how they're different, sometimes how their desires, how to have a better relationship in general with women, because they're different than us. That book helped a lot, and that's just, the series is me reteaching what you need to know if you're a man. If women will still get some value out of it if they want to understand themselves, but what men need to know about women. And we're on chapter 11 is coming up. So the series, the playlist is down in the link below. See you guys another day.